What's up, everybody? Rick here from Bear Forex, and it is Friday, August 7th, 2020. And this is the end of week and preview for next week on what I'm doing and how I'm trading on the weekly charts in my USD portfolio trading Forex. And today's job numbers came out better than expected, like every other. Well, I think the last seven, only one came out bad in April, and that was due to the COVID hysteria. If anybody would like to read my article that I wrote yesterday, feel free to go check it out at bearforex.com. And yeah, so everything fell today. Gold's down. Everything against the USD is down or going down because the numbers came out better than expected. Don't worry about what the stock market's doing. That's just people scared because of the stimulus package is not set because the Democrats and Republicans can't get their heads out of their asses and just come up with a plan because neither side can ever let the other side have a little win, which is why both sides are freaking idiots. But anyway, so what we're going to do, I'm going to try to get this out in time to please the one fan I have so far. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fire up my charts. So just give me 1 second here while I fire up my charts. And we should be live in now. Are we live? Check, check. Check, check. Okay, it looks good. All right. So what we can see here, we're going to start with Aussie dollar. If you guys remember, on Wednesday, I had secured 81 pips on this trade, just to hold it. And after today's announcement, I decided to close for two reasons. Okay, I want you to know why I closed. Now, the first reason is price spiked up again and touched generally the same area. See these three spikes like this? Whenever I see that, I tend to think it's going to go the other direction. And more often than not is the case. For example, if you can see right here, 1, 2, 3, price spikes, then it goes up a little. This one's not so good, but this one, 1, 2, 3, price goes up. This little thing, it happens over and over and over. I mean, it's not perfect, but it happens. It happens a lot of the time, and especially after a run up or a slide. So right now, this is USD. I don't care what anybody says. USD is way, way, way oversold. Way. And it's all out of fear and not out of anything else. It's literally out of fear. Fear of the media and its portrayal of excuse me, of COVID and what's actually happening. They have to keep their numbers up too. Otherwise, there's no news. If everyone's at home doing nothing, there's nothing much happening. So they have to keep you scared. So listen to me when I tell you they're full of crap. COVID is not as bad as everybody thinks it is. It's bad simply because it's a flu that doesn't have a flu vaccine for it. That's what makes it so bad. Well, that's what makes it worse than the regular flu, but it's nothing compared to how they're portraying it. It really is. Tuberculosis killed over 1 million people last year around the world, and nobody said anything about it. So everybody relax. Back to this. So I closed because that, and so the three strikes, and because the dollar is way oversold, and on top of that, the news report again came out. You can see red across the board for anybody against the dollar, and it's a plus for people with the dollar. It's just right here. You can see it. And that's all because the dollar is not as weak as everybody says. The economy is going to be fine. So I closed that trade. I closed it at 7. I got filled at 71,510, and I banked 155.5 points. For a couple of weeks, it's nothing, but it's stagnant. So I'm gonna wait and see on here. So now we're gonna move on to the Euro USD, and you can see again this long spike. You see this? All this indecision? Yeah. So this is the end of the week. Now this is two hit right at the same area, basically. Again, still hitting that 1900. Couldn't do anything with that 1900 level. I am fully expecting this to drop at least 50% over the next month. I don't see it climbing past 119. I see it continue to drop next week, although I'm not going to short it just yet. I believe it's probably going to go down a little bit more over the course of the next couple of weeks. Probably some people will cash out, and then nothing big is going to really move on in my opinion, on these weekly charts until after the election. So, which is, I don't understand why, because either we're going to get a senile old man who doesn't know anything, who's a puppet for the Democratic Party, or a crazy lunatic who's self-absorbed, but he's actually good for the economy. So, again, not to be political, but I'm just stating facts, okay? These are, whether you like it or not, Joe Biden is an old man who doesn't really know what's happening around him. He's obviously sickly. He's obviously has mental problems. I don't know how many racist statements he's made in the last couple of weeks. Yesterday, he said all black people think alike, basically, and that Latin people are different because they don't think alike. So, just saying, if that was Trump, Trump said enough bad things, and he can't stop lying and all that. But again, I keep saying I'm not going to be political, but I'm just stating things that are true. I'm not giving a political angle. I'm just telling you things that actually happened. So, the Euro USD is spiking. It spiked up 2 times, hit the same level. I believe it's probably going to fall back down over the next. It's hard not to talk about it because politics is so important in trading. I mean, what these idiots say is what dictates the markets usually. But anyway, so from this point here to this point here is 600. So I would probably say if we got a 50% retracement, we could see price over the next month or month and a half probably hit around the 1.15 level. This is a straight up guess. I have no clue for real. But it just looks like it might be time to fall. Because overall, let's be honest, the euro is not exactly a powerhouse. I mean, look, I must pan all the way out. Yeah, it's a loser. It's an absolute loser. Here, look. Again, I'll show you again. It's just a new hit, see? That's all that is. Yep. It's probably going to keep going down, down, down. So, 115, probably... Yeah, probably like 3 to 4 weeks, I would say. Yeah, probably 3 to 4 weeks, I would say. We'll see. Moving on to the pound dollar. The pound dollar, look at that. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is an obvious sign. Anybody who knows anything about charting will tell you, oh, that's not good. Now, it's kind of an indecision. So this could be short-lived because of the news that came out today, or it could be the beginning of something. But if you look, the overall trend is actually down. So take that with a grain of salt. I believe probably it's going to fall again. We'll probably hit the 1300 level probably in a couple weeks unless something major happens, but I'm not shorting it just yet. There's a little buffer zone here where indecision happens, so I like to wait to see some movement. Also, we'll see what happens on that end. NZD USD, that's the second down candle. It might be pretty close time here. We'll see. Maybe next week by midweek or Friday, we might get a signal to go next Friday. I usually don't execute trades on the weekly chart except on the Fridays. I do monitor them and open and close anytime. Doesn't matter if I think it's things are changing. But on the execution of the trade for the weekly charts, it's 99% of the time I execute it on Fridays. And that's simply because I have to wait till the week's end to see what actually happened, because anything can happen from day to day. So But this is looking good. I see 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're still on a down move. And as I've been saying on my last few videos, I am actually have a down bias for the NZD USD. And I'm just waiting. Today might be the catalyst, and we'll see what happens. Moving on to the US CAD. Not much going on here. You see a 1, 2, 3 spike there. Again, this tells me a lot of the time when this happens, it may be time for a reversal. How long that reversal is, I have no clue. It could be a retracement. It could be people cashing in. It could be people buying back the US dollar because it's so cheap. Who knows? But that signal there, those 3 strikes in a row in the same relative area, because basically I'm basically calling this area at the 130. What is this? 133. Yeah. So $1.33 Canadian looks to me as a good point, because you go 1, 2, 3, same area. Here it is again, 4. Here it is again, 5. Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Look at how many weeks it hits that 133 level. So this is a very strong area, is what I'm trying to get across. It's very strong, whether it's support or resistance. Right now it's a support level. We'll see what happens. We'll see. It's not, these times are crazy, so anything can change, but I don't see it going down any further myself, but I've been wrong a lot of times. Swissy, my big buddy, the Swissy here, you can see there it is. So this bank thing is still here. You can see, again, it looks like the opposite of the other charts. So it's spiking, indecision. It's green now, but it's a big, long doji, or nearly a doji. It's spiking. Look at that thing. Is it time to cash out, people? Is the US dollar gaining some strength today? Is that going to carry over? I don't know. We'll have to see. We will have to see. USD JPY is up next. Same thing. I mean, this is still messy, but we'll see what happens with this. It seems to me like there might be a small turnaround, only because this long spike, price didn't really move down anywhere near the low again. But it is an indecision candle as we wait and see. A lot of these are the longer term charts, folks, and it's going to take a lot of major news and major world decisions in order to get these things to move. And I know what I said. Well, I know what I promised before, but I want to make sure that I keep doing the weekly ones, even though they are slow. I mean, they are slow, but I have friends that I help out, and the only thing that they can trade is the weeklies because they're busy. They have work, they have school, they have kids. Let me shut this off here real quick. They go to school, they have children, they have jobs, husbands, wives, and it's important to them that they're still able to participate in the market. And there's nothing wrong with that, but they understand that they're only, maybe if they're lucky, they get 20 trades a year. Of course, for them, it's not just USD pairs. For them, I help them. We talk about the Japanese yen pairs. We talk about oil, the S&P 500, gold, West Texas Intermediate, all the things I cover on my Patreon. And also, another note, some friends that I show the videos to say to me that it's going to get boring and slow if every week you're like, oh, nothing's happening. It's been an actually really busy morning on the 4-hour and the dailies. And I'm not trying to be greedy, but I don't want to give away too much content because I believe that it's valuable. And I think that if people want it, they should show me a token of gratitude. I know this is the third video, but I'm forward thinking, so in the future. But they made some points, and I think what I'm going to do starting next week, so on Wednesday's update video, I will add to this what I've been doing on the daily charts. So, and that way you'll get kind of a preview of what it's like to trade on the daily charts for those who are interested. And whatever I'm doing Wednesdays is what you'll get to see. So if I'm closing trades or opening trades, you'll get to see that before market close. And I'll do the same thing on Fridays. So whatever happens on Thursday, you won't get to see that. But on Wednesdays and Fridays, I will. I may change it to Tuesdays and Fridays, only because I need a little bit more time in between. So I'll make that decision, and you'll be able to see it if you subscribe, I guess. Or if you, for the 16 people who watched my last video, thank you. And yeah, so I'll give out a little bit more content because they're right. The weekly charts are very slow, and there's just not going to be a lot of action, especially week to week. There's really not going to be much going on, but I will introduce the dailies so you guys can see what happens as an enticement to come to my Patreon and check out all the stuff we're doing over there. And yeah, so I am gonna actually have to cut this short. I am gonna go shoot another topical video for my YouTube channel tomorrow, Saturday, actually midnight tonight. My first topical video about why not to use debit cards is part of my topical series on personal finance. And I think you guys will enjoy it. It's a little colorful, but there's a lot of truth in there. So thanks, everybody. And either Tuesday or Wednesday, look for the new video where I will include what I've been doing on the daily charts for my USD stuff. Japanese, if you're interested in trading Japanese stuff or listening about the Japanese market and the Japanese pairs, or oil, Brent crude, specifically West Texas Intermediate, the S&P 500, and gold, which slipped 2% today. And if you went to visit my blog, you would have seen that I was saying that might happen, only because the gold rally right now is not really a rally for real. It's a rally based on fear, which was what most of them are, same as 2011. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that right now. I got to go shoot another video. I got lots of stuff I got to get done. So thanks for listening. Come in. You'll either Tuesday or Wednesday. Probably Tuesday is going to make more sense if I'm going to add the dailies. So piss off. Go have a good weekend. Eat some good stuff. Don't worry about this corona. It'll go away. Thanks for listening. Screw off.